This meat in the can, Opie said, is no good. It has no taste. But it's soft enough, Opie. It sticks to my gums. I wonder how they make that stuff. Opie picked up the empty can and turned it around in her hands. Is this English? Yes. English. Hendrik should know. She lifted her apron to wipe her eyes. Come sit on my lap, Deontre said to me. Or don't you like me any more now that you're free? You know, in a few days you're going back to Winterswick. I'll go first and take a look, Johann said. What would I do in Winterswick? Go back to school? What grade? Nobody would remember me. Fritz? Pooh! I went back to my own chair. It sure was nice having you, Opie said. You talk, Ma, as if you'll never see them again. They'll come a lot, you'll see. I know, but it won't be the same. Will you miss me a little bit, Deontre asked. Sure. You'll forget me, that big woman from Usolo. But Deontre, we won't. We couldn't. And the dumb farmer. You'll get so fancy. Stop it, Johann. I want you to come for my birthday every year, Opie said, for those few I have left. Okay, Opie. Will you write sometimes? Of course. I straightened my legs under the table. They hurt. People had looked at them today. They will in Winterswick, too. Would kids ignore me, pretend I wasn't there, or stop talking when I came close because they didn't want me to know what they were saying? Would they? My lips felt dry. What a day. Who had said this? One of the farmers? He was right. Well, Johann yawned. Let's go to bed. Opie stood up first. My poor bones. Phooey, phooey, soon. We kissed her. Good night, Opie. Sleep well. She looked pleased. I won't, but it's nice enough of you to want me to. Slowly she went upstairs. Johann and Deontre followed, then Sinai and I. At the top of the stairs we stood still. Opie was standing in the doorway, uncoiling her brown braid. She stroked it. I got this from my sister, too. Such fine stuff, she said. Or she had. Where do you want us to sleep, Deontre? Sinai asked. You can stay in the front room. Johann and I'll sleep in the back. Hey, woman, our bed used to be good enough for Annie and Sinai. Did fine on the floor, huh? Johann, the war's over. You know, I'm beginning to wish it wasn't. We used to have good times. Man, now it's over. Johann, what'll the girls think? You know, they know me. And Hendrik used to be so soft-spoken. Well, good night, but nobody moved. You want something to eat before you go to sleep? No, Opie, we're full. Annie, I'm going to make you another dress so you'll have two when you get back to Winterswick. I have another one of mine I can cut up. Nice little checks. Come on, woman, it's late. Maybe we can get you some wooden shoes now, too, Deontre's face was red. You're not leaving tomorrow, are you, to Winterswick, Johann? Not tomorrow, Opie asked. No, I think I'll wait a couple of days till the roads are safe. Maybe a week, Johann. Opie's voice was trembling. Now, let's go, woman. I've got to get up early. Want to help me with the cow, Sinai? Sure. Now that she can be useful, she's going away. Johann, she should have had to work here. But Ma, she likes to. Ja, I don't understand. We just do it. Doesn't she have to tell the farmer that she won't be back, Johann? I'll go with her tomorrow. I'd like to see his face. Now, come on. Johann, the girls can't come with you when you go to Winterswick. You've got to see for yourself first. I know, Ma. Well, good night then, Deontre said awkwardly. I guess there's nothing we can do. She and Johann went into the back room. Back to Winterswick, Opie said with tears in her eyes. What's next? Quietly, Sinai and I slipped into the front room. The shade was up. Boldly, I passed the safe side of the bed. Another step, and I was in front of the window. I pushed my nose against it. There was the street and the Gruthis' house. Somebody on a bicycle passed. I ducked. What are you doing? That's right, you don't have to anymore, Annie. The war is over. You'll get used to it. I pulled the shade down and got into bed. Good night, Sinai. Good night, little sister. Postscript. A week went by and Johann still had not gone to Winterswick. Tomorrow, he kept saying. When tomorrow came, nobody reminded him of it. Then Rachel arrived in Usolo on foot, since no buses were running and no one had tires left on their bikes. It could be done in one day, she said, if you're as anxious as I was to get here. It was nice to be with her until she mentioned that she had come to take us back to Winterswick. I can't go yet, Sinai said. I'm dating this boy, and I'm just getting to know him. And I'm not leaving either, I said. I'm just getting used to being able to go outside here. Defiantly, I looked around the kitchen. Nobody would make me go. So Rachel went to Winterswick by herself to clean the house. It was almost a month later before Sinai and I left Usolo in her boyfriend's rusty car. The few clothes we had wrapped in our old newspapers, the no-good kind, the ones with all the lies, In my pocket was the money Mother had given me the last time I saw her. Opie stood in the doorway. She cried, "You're closer to me than my own family. What am I going to do now?" The boyfriend started up the car. Johann blew his nose. "Ugh!" "Don't forget us," Dianche called out. Slowly we drove away, waving. Father was in Winterswick, too. Our life there started again. After a while, both Rachel and Sinai left. So did I, eventually, to come to America. In my trunk was the lace cap Opie had given me when I had gone to say goodbye. "Put it on top of your clothes, not underneath," she told me, "so it won't happen again. You remember, the heavy book?" 4 years ago, I took my 2 children to Usilo. "You Holland talk?" Johann asked them. They shook their heads no. The 2 of them sat on Dianche's lap, staring at Opie. "You really should have gotten false teeth, Opie," I said. "All these years you've been miserable because you didn't." "Nonsense," she said. "I got used to it, and now it doesn't make any sense. Soon." She was 92 then. I took my girls upstairs to the front room. Johann had left the hiding place intact. "That's the place Mommy used to crawl into," I said. "See whether you can do it now," they asked me. Obediently, I went over to the closet and got on the floor. That's as far as I got. "Look, she's crying," my girls said.